So I did all this narrating, but this is race number 1, and we're 1 minute after the start. It was a rip-roaring success, but that's what happens when you have the phone on photo mode instead of video. Anyway, very light air tonight in a weird westerly, and it's pretty, but there's some thunderstorms to the west, and they're kind of sucking all the breeze out of the bay. It was a little bit of a lightning strike, but that's quite a ways away. And so we're going to head to the weather mark and see who gets there first. Okay, we're here at the weather mark. What you didn't see was that I played a dirty trick on everybody. I came in and moved the mark because the green boat Lilith was just way too far ahead, and that's because my course was terrible. And so you know, the good sailors sniff these things out, and they called me on my terrible course. So I remade it, but the wind is like totally just gone away, and I have a hunch that my race course is going to become ridiculously one-sided or even non-existent. So the boats are just standing up, no breeze. And so I'm gonna stop the video for now. We'll catch up if there's anything more exciting going on. All right, our first boat, getting close to coming around mark number 1 on race number 1. It's a real drift fest out there. My course is incredibly unsquare, if that's a word, but the boats are kind of moving along, and probably a nice night to bring beers along. But anyway, it's Brian Camelar sitting there enjoying himself, ghosting at the speed of 0.0. So we'll see if the wind picks up. These clouds to the west, you can kind of see them, but a little bit of lightning in them, and I think they're sucking all the breeze off the bay. That's it for now. All right, this is your humble correspondent Dave coming back to you from the weather mark. It's been about 87 minutes, and they have gone about 50 feet. No, I'm teasing, it's not that bad, but it is still a weird westerly. People are kind of scrambling, they're stuck out here. This was a real race night. I'm sure this race would be abandoned, but since it's Wednesday night and we just do this for fun and sail training, it's good for everybody to experience a little bit of this light air tactics. Heel the boat to leeward, you know, get the bow down, get the transom out of the water, those kinds of things. A few puffs are coming here. Bud is making a move on the mark, and looks like Brian is not getting away. He's just staying right there, so maybe these other boats will have a chance to come get him. Okay, here we go. Bud is at the mark, rounding. Everybody's moving slow, leeward weight. Well, not really leeward weight, but he's got some good speed on. Little puffs here and there. So it looks like they're going to try and put their spinnaker up. I don't know if they'll be able to get it to fly, but the wind is totally come around a weird direction now. So we'll see what happens. Kind of gone northerly a little bit. We'll see. They're reaching into the mark now. Okay, Philippe's caught a little breeze here, and he is the third boat around the mark. It's kind of funny. The wind is up here in the bay, but not down deep in the bay. And Biscayne had to make a little quick tack there. But we'll see. It's still kind of an interesting race. The boats that are way behind, there's the wind just hasn't got down there, so, but there's kind of a northerly thing brewing here, so we'll see what happens. Okay, Biscayne just went around the mark, and Ryan is in hot pursuit. He's getting his pole ready. The wind is in a weird, strange direction, so I'll have to see how that works with the chute. No one else is able to carry their chute, so they're not putting it up. So, and then we've got kind of a little battle here for the weather mark. The blue boat is got rights, but Alex is going to steal his breeze. So the question will be, can they get to the mark or not? Very interesting. Alex has to keep clear.
All the room you want.
And they hit it.
We call no room at the mark.
Can't call no room when you're inside.
What's that?
Can't call no room when you're inside.
Don't they have to give us room? We're overlapped.
Yeah, they do, but you had plenty of room. You couldn't have come up, right? They just took your wind. It's just one of those unfortunate things. Don't do a turn.
I believe we are hard on the. So what we got to pull hard.
Just pull the board up.
Yeah, board is on the.
Okay, this is an example of where the upwind boats that are behind should kind of pay attention to what's going on with the downwind boats. See, people are trying to put their spinnakers up on the starboard side, on starboard jibe, but really they should have done a jibe set, and they should put their spinnaker up on the port jibe. So we'll see if Maggie May here is clever enough, which they should be. Yeah, see, they're going to do a jibe set, and they're going to pass the blue boat and this boat over here at the farthest right. Okay, let's get down to the finish, if we want to call it a finish, and we'll start race number 2 maybe. Alright, I made a big giant wave for them, so they're going to be super happy with me. But it looks like there's a possibility that Philippe might just have enough breeze to pull this race off. The line is horribly not square, thanks to yours truly, the race committee. So the pin end is giantly favored, and that's where Philippe on 45.95 is putting a number on the rest of the fleet. So we'll see. And Philippe. Sorry, Brian. Wah wah. Well, it's, you know, sometimes being in the front, it's not so good. Like never. It's always good to be in the front. Just kind of a joke. And Bud gets him. All right. The rest of the fleet here, I took the weather mark down because I couldn't figure out which direction the wind was coming from. So we'll just kind of go over toward the fleet. And it looks like the wind is still coming from up here in the bay, so I'll have to go reset the weather mark. Here's our next boat to finish. They need to put their dagger board down so that they can not slip sideways. Well, they're going to pass the finish. And it looks like Ryan might get them. Well, Is it going to get him? Maybe. Yep. Nice job, Ryan. And good. He almost took the mark there with his main sheet. There he goes. Okay. There's the rest of our crew. Ripping downwind. Okay. Got Alex with Maria and Philip and Iris on board on the Mighty Bandit. And then I'm not sure who's on Scarface tonight. I think that's Jason. But anyway, so we have 9 boats out tonight, which is awesome. We'll get their finish, and then we'll get another race going here pretty quick. Alright, Jason in the Scarface. If you've ever wondered why we call it Scarface, just look at that fabulous paint job. Looks like they got a guy in the bow kind of holding that jib out. A lot of times in super light air, some people find it fast to just take the jib down. Make sure that spinnaker stays flying. So it's something to think about when they're really, really light. Okay. These other boats I'm going to finish in place, and I'm going to go put a weather mark out right now. Okay, this is the start of race number 2. It is 1 minute and 10 seconds before the start, and very little wind, so it's going to be another kind of lame race. Some people were suggesting we go in already, but okay, there's 1 minute. That was my lame 1 minute, but everybody can hear. Let's see how we do here. Wind is all over the place. Philippe doing a good job, coming right in. 40 seconds. $30 seconds. 25. There's Gary making the final deal there. 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All clear! Look at Alex trying to do a little port tack-ish there. Pretty smart. Lots of boats on the line. Good deal. It's a really short race. You can probably see the mark right there in kind of the middle of the sun patch. Maybe not, but it's a pretty good little fleet here. 9 boats. Awesome. All right, let's go track them a little bit, see what they're doing. So I like what Maggie May is doing here. She's got a very soft leech, and it's kind of flapping in the wind a little bit, and it's, well, maybe it's not that soft, but maybe it's just an old sail. But they've got a good heel on their boat and their point, and they're in this wind line here. So they're going to weather way better than the rest of the boats. I'm just idling the committee boat so you can tell how light the breeze is tonight. Very light. But Maggie May's got their boat rolling, and they seem to have good crew placement. They're making small moves, small adjustments, so I like it. Now Lilith has an advantage. That's the turquoise boat up in the lead. There's only 2 people on that boat, so very light air, very light boat, and so they're doing really well versus 4 in Maggie May. But the whole fleet's all right here. They're doing really great. A lot of people don't like light air, but the truth is it takes an awful lot of concentration, and little adjustments really make a big difference in light air. You got to keep your boat rolling. You notice Brian there in the turquoise boat, he puts his bow way down, keep it rolling. He doesn't want to slow down, and he might see some other breeze over there that he's aiming for. So it's very important in light air to keep your boat rolling, keep it moving. Maggie May has been able to keep her point and keep the wind attached to her sails, so I'm pretty impressed with how they're rolling here. Now, the turquoise boat is really struggling to find the breeze. They're trying to find it, and their bow is way down. So interesting to see what happens at the weather mark. Alright, it's a ghost fest again, and Brian is doing a good job in the turquoise boat of trying to find the wind, of which there is very little. The fleet was doing pretty good, and there was a little bit of breeze, but it just totally evaporated. So as of right now, it's basically, 0.0. I mean, there might be 2 knots maybe, but that's it. I don't even think 2. You can't even see ripples on the water. I feel a little breeze, but it's pretty light. The boats are moving. Kind of says something for the old Flying Scot, but not a great night for racing. All right, a little interesting thing in developing here. We got Lilith coming in on port at breakneck speed, not. Philippe is ghosting along, but he just went through a big weed patch, so that might slow his, in fact, I think it just stopped him. Not only do we have no breeze, but we got lots of weed in the bay here. Check it out. This kind of stuff sticks on your rudder and on the centerboard. This makes it very difficult to move. But Lilith has taken the low road, and
Hey Dave, let's finish it here.
Okay, well, they're telling me to finish it here. So the racers have had enough. All right, well, I don't have a flag to race, so I'll just have to give them a horn, and then I'll probably end up towing them in for the night. Come on, Philippe. Kind of interesting. They got a guy way up on the bow and everybody's forward. That gets the back end of the boat out of the water. It's creative. Okay, here we go. I'll give Philippe a horn. All right, Philippe, you win. There goes Lilith coming in on strong, and yeah, if you look at the boats in the background, 61, 61, and 175, they're just having a hard time finding the breeze. So, good night to just call the racing. Lilith eking to the mark. I'll give it to Lilith. Look at Lucky Dog coming in there. Big bunch of speed. Oh, right through the weed though. I'm gonna slow her down. Hey bud, do we all want to get a tow? Or not? What do you think?
Maybe you take the last one and bring it forward and keep doing that so we all get there.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, bud finished and Lucky Dog's getting in there. Lucky Dog, yay! Okay, this is something that you don't see very often. Got a whole train of flying Scots here because there was just no wind. And we have happy crew, so. All right, we got one more boat.